It is really sad how slowly I read. I think last year I read 4 books. If I count up audiobooks too, then like 5. I bought maybe 20 or 30 books. I get lured in by the titles, like the promise that it has of how maybe I'll be a better person in some way. The fact is, I gotta learn to speed read. Now, I know there's some debate on whether or not you can even comprehend when you read really fast. I don't know how much faster I actually can read. Right now, I think it's about 200 words per minute. But if I can read just a little bit faster and a little bit more time each day, then I might be able to get some of these books in my head. So I'm gonna test this out. I'm gonna learn to speed read. So to begin with, read through the table of contents. If you read this in advance, it helps you map out where you're going. Chapter 4 is how to read and remember this book. Come on, Jim. You couldn't put that at the beginning. That should be right at the very beginning. Chapter 14 is speed reading. Oh, man. Now you want to establish your baseline. Just want to know what you read right now comfortably. I first did this on an online class with Jim Quick, and my reading was pretty bad.
All right, let's talk about focus and concentration. Because you can't remember names, you can't learn languages.
Squirrel! He had us first going by line, but I think the words per minute, which is what I'll be doing throughout this video, was about like 220 or something like that. But the good thing about that is that it helps you see how you're improving, because as you improve, you feel better about where you're going. I read 17 lines in a minute, and then I went up to like 28 lines.
Matt went from 17 to 28 lines.
That's me!
Amazing.
I am definitely not a very fast reader. All right, to establish the baseline using one technique, we're going to look at words per minute. And in order to do this, find a section with 5 lines, count the amount of words in those 5 lines, and then divide that by 5. So now you got to count how many lines you're reading per minute. So you put a timer on for 1 minute, read at your comfortable pace, and however many lines you've read, then you just count up those lines, multiply it by the number that you came up with earlier. I'm now reading 306 words per minute. The next thing is to use a visual pacer. I just like my finger. Some people take a stick, a pen, or a pencil. I don't like a pencil actually because the eraser actually kind of sticks as I go. That doesn't help the actual pacing, the visual pacer. The whole reason for being able to do it is to move it along quickly. Sometimes I use the tip of the pencil, but then I end up drawing all over the paper. One of the reasons I think the visual pacer is helpful is that it counters what your eyes are actually doing, which I think it's called saccades or saccades. Basically means your eyes sort of jitter. You can do this and you feel like as you're following something, your eyes will move along with it at a more smooth pace. But when you're reading something, your eyes slightly, in any case, with a visual pacer, I keep showing the eraser after I said don't do the eraser. With a visual pacer, I think that helps counter the natural eye movement, which is to be a little more jerky. You don't want to be jerky in your speed reading. Read in an atmosphere that contributes to your alertness. So here in my office, it feels pretty good. I'm sitting upright on my couch. That's all right. But I think I need to get up and walk around. It is the early afternoon, and I always start to get a little tired around this time. Siesta time. So I'm going to move locations, find somewhere else to read. If you're exercising, you're going to strain your muscles a bit. So with reading, you want to kind of do the same. Test yourself at times, not reading through an entire book this way, but read faster than you normally could. So to do this, I read for 4 minutes. I mark where I'm starting, and then when the 4-minute timer goes off, I mark where I stop. Now I want to try to do that in 2 minutes. I'm going to read through the whole thing and even try to break it down to 1 minute. And the idea is that I don't need to fully comprehend what I'm reading. I just want to be able to at least see the words. Kind of a mental strain, but I think it's helpful. Ooh. Okay. Okay, that's and then afterwards, just time myself reading another section so you're not reading the same thing that you've already read. Got up to 350 words per minute at a more comfortable speed. That's pretty cool. So just in this last few minutes, I've increased. I went from just a little over 300 words per minute to 350 words per minute in just this last, maybe 15 minutes here. I guess it's been about 15 minutes of reading just at that. So that is encouraging. So something on the subvocalization that I'm realizing, that I wasn't finding a lot of information about how to not subvocalize. But since I've been reading faster, I'm finding that subvocalization is already waning on its own. So that's good. I thought that was going to be a more challenging thing. Okay. Now there's the margin technique. I don't have actual names for these because people call them different things. So it's where you're compacting the margin. Basically, it's this. You're training yourself to not need to see every single word. And to do this, you can take a pencil, draw a line. Be careful if this is a library book. Roughly about the length of an average word. The idea now is to simply not need to read anything past those new margin lines. And over time, as you get comfortable with it, you bring those margin lines in. And I found that by doing this does seem to cut my speed down a little bit. But with these 2 pages, I'm going to time myself and see how I do. I just read 480 words in a minute. Yeah, putting these margins in really helps a ton. I really want to break that 500 words per minute though. I'd like to get like 600, 750. I guess John F. Kennedy was said to have read at about between 700 to 1200 words per minute. 1200 words per minute? I don't even, is that possible?
Stay focused, get ready now.
Alright, so here's something that I haven't really seen done yet, but I'm going to try it. I want to see what it would feel like just to scan through and be able to read at 1200 words per minute. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to comprehend what I'm looking at. If I do this a few times, maybe this will get me to comprehend at half of that. That would be cool.
Start it up, take it back now. Check it out. This is how it's going down.
Go that fast and even looking at the words, glancing at the entire page. I don't know if that's even actually possible. Roger Bannister could have done the 4-minute mile back when they thought that was impossible. So I'm sure I can barely read without even comprehension at 1200 words per minute.
Softly but carry a big stick and swing for the fence home.
Alright, I did the 1200 words. I'm just moving my finger. The thing is, I'm trying to actually just see the words. I'm not needing to read them. I am reading some, but I'm just trying to go through, and just like actually run my finger over every single word. Have a feeling of what that might be like to actually read that fast. And now I'm going to give myself one more 1-minute timer, and yeah. The head almost hurts.
Surprise! Another album in disguise. This the Night and Day project. The black dude in white.
Did I do that right? Please tell me I did that right. Did I really read at 672 words per minute? I gotta recount that just to make sure. I was off. 676 words per minute. Woo! 676 words per minute? Yeah! That is awesome. If I can actually read 1 to 3 books per week, man, I can actually start getting all this information in my head. Who knows what will be possible then? Did I miss any techniques? Did I not catch anything? Please tell me. All right. That is all.
Stay focused, get ready now. For real, get ready now.
Nitro with the nice flow.
Stay focused, get ready now.